Okay, welcome guys. Let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. I'm going to go through the charts, show you guys where I think the opportunity lies in the market in the future. Again, if you're new to the channel, what I talk about is trade ideas, trade setups, giving you the charts and the technicals. I don't do after the fact analysis and try to tell you where the market has why it sold off or why it's rallying. What I'm trying to do is tell you where I think the market's going, base my case on the technicals, and then we manage risk. Okay, so let's get into it. If you guys haven't joined up for the private member group, I think there's a lot of value there. I've already given out I've given out a trade idea this morning to the private member group, a new trade idea. So far that's working out nicely. So if you're interested and you want to get additional market insights and additional trade ideas, I've been in there all morning talking with the private member group, just giving them charts and just my thoughts on the market. And if you want to get that before these videos come out, join up. Link in the description below. It's $5 a month. So in general, I think $5 for additional insight, I think makes a lot of sense. And then also, if you haven't taken the course, Stock Market Technical Analysis course, that course I put it together years ago at the request of my subscribers. I priced it affordable. That's there as a tool available to you. So check it out. Link in the description below if you're interested in that one. Okay, let's get into these charts. So I'm looking at a daily chart, starting off with triple Qs. I'll look at SPY too, but starting off with triple Qs. Again, in the private member group, I talked about a perfect opportunity to short in the pre-market right there, all right? If I go down to the hourly chart and I show you guys the pre-market, boom, there, it was right there, okay? And I pointed it out, sent everyone, letting them know I was, taking short positions right there at that rally in the pre-market. And sure enough, beautiful entry. So far, that's played out for about 10.5% downside. So that's a decent sized move in the market. Going back to the daily chart, that move on the downside has taken place in 5 days? So in 5 days, we've pretty much wiped out all this chop, and pretty much all this chop and the big gap up right now from the CPI reading a couple weeks ago. So I do want to talk about that. We have now filled the gap. There's the CPI reading. It's really the CPI reading came out pre-market and we gapped up on the November 10th. So that gap right there, we're now coming down to fill that gap, and that's at about 268.75. So I am thinking we probably get a bounce here. It would make sense. So I'm going to tell you guys my trading plan on how I plan to trade this. Okay, so we're gap filling. I think there's support. There's also a little bit of support. If I have to go down to the hourly because it's only a potential uptrend line. Let me zoom in and kind of draw that out. But it's basically coming off the lows. If I mark that out right here on the hourly chart, you take the lows and you kind of run it right into there, and you're basically coming into that area of support as well. So zooming in, I've kind of got dual support right here. So it makes sense that we would get a bounce here. Doesn't mean we will, but it definitely makes sense that we should. And if I zoom in on the hourly, here's the PPO. You can see, we're starting to get some bullish divergence there. Not great, but it's there. And if I go down to the smaller time frame, like a 30-minute, then you can see that we definitely have some bullish divergence on the 30-minute, okay, RSI and the PPO. All right, so let me just kind of zoom that in, grab the tool, see the bullish divergence. Guys, if you don't understand these concepts, go take my stock market technical analysis course. I break out all these concepts, each into their own individual videos. And that's basically what the course is me breaking out all these concepts, kind of stacking it together, really giving you guys, that understanding of what to look for in the charts. All right, that's important. Bullish divergence there on the 30-minute, and we're at big support, so I think we're going to get a bounce here. It doesn't mean we do, but it's plausible. It's definitely the probability for a bounce in this area makes sense. If I go back to the daily on triple Qs, where do we bounce to? Big resistance right up here. All right, this whole sideways trading range. All right, that should be resistance now. What was support is now resistance. So that's sitting there at about 279.50. So that's what I'm looking for. Doesn't mean we get it, but that is where I put the probability now, is that we probably bounce up to about 279.50, then we continue lower. All right. So that is what my trading plan is for right now. I'm not really looking to go long this bounce. If you're active trader, maybe you could take a shot at it. For me, what I'm more interested in is adding to shorts. Okay, so that is how I'm playing it, because I do believe we've started the next leg lower in the bear market. Okay, we are in a bear market. Nothing's changed. Even though the bulls that are out there on my YouTube channel constantly trolling me, here's where the bulls love to troll me. I'll tell you guys. You go back and look at my comments on my videos around this time. They love to troll me after big, strong bear market rallies near the end of the rally. That's where I start to get all the bull trolls. And again, that's kind of what I was getting in this area. But you know, and then they kind of just go away and they're quiet when they realize they're wrong. So it's just the nature of, you know, some people just like to antagonize, and then when they're wrong, they don't have the humility to admit it. So welcome to the world of YouTube. So there we go. Down the, just 5 days of straight down, 10% on that one. We're coming near the lows. We're just, on Triple Qs, we're just, let's see, about another 5% or so off of the recent lows in this bear rally. So you start we're close enough now where if the market wants to, it could just collapse, and it could just completely crash. All right, I've been talking about that for a while, and I think there's definitely the potential to crash down to this 238 zone in the market. So keep an eye out for that. That's why I'm not really interested in gaming bounces. Okay, that's Triple Qs. Let's look at SPY. All right, SPY, same deal. All right, daily chart here on SPY. Coming down, there's the gap fill. Let me zoom in. There's the CPI day right here. Okay, and we filled the gap. We have some support right here at about 379.50. 380 is basically where the support's at on the SPY. No real uptrend line to really go against. Just some support there at 380, which is the gap fill from the CPI. So it would make sense that we get a bounce here. If we narrow it down to the hourly time frame, you can see starting to get some bullish divergence here on the hourly. See it right there? Bullish divergence. Tells me that we're going to get a bounce, all right? Doesn't mean we have to, but it definitely is showing me that we're probably going to get a bounce. And if we bounce, we're likely going to bounce up to about 389. Let me go back up to the daily just to make sure. It's right about, 390. We'll just call it 390, 389.50, somewhere right in there. You don't want to wait for the exact area of resistance. If you're looking to take a position, you definitely want to step in early, in my opinion. All right, so bounce likely here, not guaranteed, but likely, and then probably down from there. FSLR, no real change. They bounced it up to this morning. I noticed FSLR, what it likes to do is run in the morning. It just, first hour or two, it will just make a move. If it's going to go up, it just makes a move straight up, and then it sells off the rest of the day. That's indicative of a bear market. Bear markets typically will make a strong move in the morning, and then the rest of the day they're sold into. So, and then usually by the end of the day, they are typically lower than where they started. So I'm still seeing that. I'm seeing sellers step in. You see the hourly chart here. You can see that's exactly what happened today. They rallied it up, sold it down, and that's it. So in general, I still like this short. Still looks good. I think we've got more downside to come. Okay, gold. Looks like we got a little more downside to gold to come. So what I got is this on the daily chart. This is gold futures. You've got a bearish rising wedge pattern. You've got negative divergence on the RSI and the PPO. As I zoom in, you can see we broke to the downside, so we had a sell signal, and it looks like we're just back testing. On the hourly chart, there it is. Breakdown and kind of back testing right through here. I think we're starting to drift lower. So I'm looking for lower prices, at least in the short term, down to about 1740 for gold right now. So that'll be the area that I'll be interested in potentially buying the dip. But for now, I think we got a little more downside. Okay, Visa. So on Visa, daily chart, again, downward channel. I kind of pointed that out. We've had resistance, tags of resistance right there marked out. And as we've zoomed in, obviously we overshot that resistance a little bit, but we did it with negative divergence on both momentum indicators. And sure enough, back below that trend line. This is telling me it's a false breakout, guys. And what I've been looking for is a daily close below the 200-day moving average. As of right now, we're just below it, just barely. Okay, the 200 sitting at right here at about 20. or 204.50, and we are sitting at 204.11, so just below it. If the selling continues to pick up today and we get that daily close below the 200, it's going to be pretty obvious that this was a false breakout bull trap. And at that point, I think Visa heads way down here, all the way down to this lower trend line, about 171 or so. It's not going to do it all at once. We'll probably, run down to about 196 and bounce, and then, work our way lower. But again, and there's some decent support right here as well. All right, so those are my levels that we'd bounce at, 196, and then probably bounce at 190.30, and then probably work our way all the way down there. Okay, that's what I have on that one. Okay, that's all I have so far this morning. So guys, check out the course, join the private member group. Lots of value in both of those if interested, of course, and then I'll catch you on the next one. Also, leave me a comment if you guys have trade ideas or charts you want me to look at, and you can't get to the live stream on Saturdays, then leave a comment below, and I do kind of scan the comments looking for charts and trade ideas. So go ahead and put a comment below, and I'll see what we got. Catch you on the next one. Bye.